Here's your 2022 National Market Update. What's in store for the year ahead? Well, looking at where we are and what's going on right now sheds insight on what we might expect. Hi, this is Leslie with Lesli Koontz Real Estate, brokered by Vista Sotheby's International Realty. Let's be clear, my own personal prediction for the 2022 real estate housing market is that we will continue to see prices increase. I believe that what we are going to see in the upcoming year is very similar to what we experienced in 2021. That is, home prices continuing to rise. Now, you can expect interest rates to increase, but still, relative to historical rates, they will still be relatively low. The lack of inventory, the high demand from buyers, and low interest rates all point to continued increases in the housing market. According to a recent report from the National Association of Realtors, growth in housing inventory has slowed over the past decade in the aftermath of the 2008 housing crisis, creating an underbuilding gap of 5.5 million to 6.8 million housing units across the country since 2001. What else is happening that renders a positive real estate forecast for 2022? Rents and housing prices continue to increase due to low supply and high demand. We're at a 4.2% unemployment rate, which closely matches the unemployment rate back in March of 2020 before the pandemic started. Job creation, new jobs coming to the market, has mostly continued to increase month over month since the pandemic hit, but we're still not back to normal. We're about 4 million jobs short. The total non-farm payroll, which is the total number of U.S. workers in the economy that excludes proprietors, has mostly continued to rise since the pandemic hit. This graph shows a number of payroll jobs in the U.S. rising, but not quite back to where we were prior to the pandemic. We see a surge of home sales since the pandemic, with 2021 being the greatest number of homes sold in the past 15 years. The median home price has soared to an all-time high of over $400,000. NAR asked 23 real estate economists and experts about their forecast on inflation. Here is a list of the experts and economists that they surveyed. The average prediction was 4%, which by historical standards is still high since ideal inflation is 2%. However, even though the prediction of 4% inflation is double the ideal rate, it's not as bad as an anticipated 6.8% if it holds. What about home price appreciation? The average consensus from our expert panel is that home prices will rise 5.7%. But remember, last year home prices were predicted to only increase by 6.8%, and the actual price increase for 2021 was 20.3%. So let's hope we see higher numbers than anticipated. Here you see one expert predicting negative appreciation with a decrease of 10%, and on the positive side, two experts predicting as high as 12% appreciation. The panelists agree that the Federal Reserve will be raising interest rates, with 2 times being the average prediction. So, all this data, relatively low interest rates, a shortage of new homes, as well as a shortage of existing homes coming to market, and strong buyer demand, point to a continued hot real estate market in 2022. In 2021, there was so much demand and lack of inventory that prices kept creeping up. Buyers were willing to pay more for homes than what homes were listed for, and giving sellers pretty much anything they wanted. Sellers had all the leverage and were taking offers with little or no contingencies, and the terms of the contract were mostly in the seller's favor. In my opinion, you can expect a similar outlook for 2022. So, a quick recap on a positive note: the economy looks good, with the caveat of inflation being on the rise. Buyers want to buy, and interest rates are low and should remain low relative to historical rates. The market is incredibly favorable for sellers. Sales will stay competitive, solid, and strong next year, and home prices will keep rising. The bad news is what is hampering our housing market is that we still aren't building enough homes. There are more buyers than homes. It's getting harder and harder for first-time home buyers to enter the market because of the increase in prices and low inventory levels. I hope this was helpful. If you're looking for more real estate market updates, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. channel, Living in the South Bay. Lesli with Lesli Koontz Real Estate, putting your family first.